Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. I hope you enjoyed Josh's show on Wednesday. I mean, 1,400% return. That's unfreaking believable. 1,500, like basically unlimited. And you know, like this is what gets me excited about real estate investing. So when I do stocks versus real estate, I mean, I think that's going to win every time, right? I mean, obviously, it's more active. Anyways, that's not why we're here today. Thanks everybody who commented on the last video and liked it. When you do smash the like button, it does help the YouTube algorithm, so it helps more people find this channel. So please go down and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help us out. Today's video, we're going to be going through Stephan confronting Kevin O'Leary on how he spends $400 million. Now, I haven't watched this at all yet, so you're going to get my honest reaction. And, you know, again, we're going to go through the videos. You guys liked the last one I did on this. If you have any other videos you'd like me to comment on, just throw them down below. I'm happy to do it. I'll go look through it, and yeah, we'll go from there. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're working our way to 10,000, and yeah, let's get into it.
So today we got our first ever episode of, wait for it, Boomer Bucks with none other than Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank.
So I do like that, Boomer Bucks. I think this should be a show. I think this should definitely be a bring billionaires on, 100 millionaires on, and do it. All right, let's get into this.
I try and have a home in any city I'm at for more than 60 days. So that's sort of how it works. So I have I don't have to travel with stuff, and I prefer not to have mortgages on them. So I either rent or buy for cash, just so I don't have to worry about it.
So obviously, that's very nice if you can get it. You know, any place he's going to spend more than 60 days, he either rents or he owns something, and he doesn't have a mortgage on again. We went through this last time. If we were in Kevin O'Leary's shoes, I wouldn't have a mortgage on anything either.
So why did you start making YouTube videos?
I mean, as you know, you've built a big franchise. I can help my Shark Tank companies with my YouTube channel. That was the idea, and I do now. Yeah. And so I started in earnest maybe 8 months ago, and we had like 11,000, and now we have 270-something thousand. So I'm on my way to the million, and it's actually working. It's you know, I do a lot of I enjoy the community. One, B, I always feature a Shark Tank company, and I'm totally transparent, saying I invested in, you know, this company, and it's a great, as you know, feedback mechanism. You can try ideas and say, what do you guys think? And then read what they say, because they're very transparent and honest. And maybe I do that deal, maybe I don't, you know, that kind of thing.
That's one of my favorite things about YouTube is the transparency, and obviously he put the clip up that you're a moron. So listen, if they're telling Kevin O'Leary he's a moron, you know, I feel like I'm in good company when I post videos and they call me an idiot. So haven't got moron yet, I don't think. Soon though, I'm sure it'll come soon. Internet trolls, right? If you're an internet troll watching this, please like this for the YouTube algorithm. And comment down below. Let me know if I'm an idiot, or if Kevin's an idiot, or Graham's an idiot. It's fine.
Do you think you work?
10 hours a day. I get up before anybody else in my family, usually around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I finish at 10 at night. And I take breaks, but you know, that's the one beef my wife has with me. You're always working, and I say, yeah, but this is who I am. I mean, I really enjoy what I do, and so, you know, but I work a lot. But don't ever think that you can just say, oh, you know, I'm now worth 50 million, I'm going to stop working. It never doesn't work that way.
Do you believe there's such a thing as work-life balance?
No, I don't buy that. And I tell my entrepreneurs, if you're going to take that life and you want to be an entrepreneur and build a company, there is no work-life balance. You sacrifice your personal life to pay for freedom later in life. When you're young and you're working, you know, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. So
I think that's a great point. Yeah, you definitely, if you want freedom later, it's like investing. If you can't, like, it's compounding, right? So if I put the work in today, and you know, 5 years down the road, I'm going to be at that next level because I put that hard work in today. So it's just like if I invested, you know, $5,000 in the stock market 30 years ago, it's going to be worth this huge number now. The work I do today compounds into the future. So, I mean, as much as Kevin is a jerk, he's a very smart man.
You're not married, you don't have any kids, and so you have to decide, are you going to take that journey? And I would argue it's worth taking. Mm-hmm. The regret I have is I wish I'd had kids earlier, but that was never going to happen because I was working so hard at that time. The challenge you're going to have, and I say this to anybody in your situation, is when you get married, to whom? Do they understand who you are? Because if you don't have a partner that understands working 15 hours a day, you're going to get divorced.
So, I mean, obviously, there's some sage wisdom there that, you know, if you're going to marry, if you're working 15 hours a day when somebody meets you and, you know, they think it's going to change over time, probably not going to happen. Just saying. I mean, who knows?
Why dividends? Why not invest in growth stocks and sell off if you need to at a long-term capital gain?
My expenses, my living expenses, come off that portfolio on a monthly basis because you can't really buy bonds anymore that make you 2.8%, but you can buy stocks that get you around that on an annual basis. So that is sort of my investment strategy. Own a basket. There's about 80 to 100 stocks in there.
I mean, guys, that's the dream. Like owning a basket of stocks that, you know, pay dividends monthly, or at least you've set it up that you have enough monthly income to cover off your expenses. And if you have a basket of that many, if one or two cut their dividend for whatever reason, it's not going to change your living expenses. And typically, if you have a basket of that many, and they're dividend aristocrats, which have, you know, increased their dividend so much over time, that every year you're going to make more and more money. So, and it's typically above what it is with inflation. So you're going to have more thing. And I mean, if you're still, like, he's still working, he's making money off YouTube, off Shark Tank. So if he's adding to that every year, you know, whatever he makes as money, he's not really spending. It's coming, his living expenses are coming off that dividend portfolio. So, I mean, that's kind of the dream, right?
How many income sources would you say you have right now?
That's a great question. No one's ever asked me. Probably 30.
So 30 different income sources. So every month he has different income sources. I mean, what I did in my video, I have 6 different income sources now. You know, I have different businesses that pay me. I have like 10, 11 income sources. I'm definitely not at 30, working on it. Hey, maybe YouTube in the next couple of months will be income sources. Oh, yeah, I'll do that in another video.
What would you say your biggest investments are?
My financial services companies, I've invested millions and millions and millions because they're very long term.
Yeah.
And the reason I did bean stocks is I really wanted to reflect my investment philosophy. That was number one. And number two, I believe it's the simplest platform to work with. If you've never invested before, there's nothing simpler than bean stocks. And that's really the market I'm going after.
So, I mean, there it is, right? You have a platform. He's promoting his company on there. This has 340,000 views. And I'm sure out of those 340,000 people, probably 10 or 20,000 have gone and said, oh, what's this company? I mean, always be promoting.
20% of my portfolio goes to zero each year. And so those are bad investments. They were mistakes. But because I invested in so many, I get a couple, like Plated was sold to Albertsons for $340 million. Like, that was a huge win. It paid for all the mistakes for years. You don't have a lot of zeros in your book. But if you're going to be an investor and support entrepreneurs, you're going to make mistakes. So this year I'll write off millions again. This is a tough year.
Well, and so this is a perfect example. I mean, I've had a zero in my book for one of the companies that I invested in, yet I've had a couple of real good winners too. And, you know, and again, like, you can be the best idea, it can be the best people in there, and something can just go wrong, and, you know, it doesn't take off the way you think, or whatever that is. And, you know, you got to have the big ones to outperform the losers. And he said, oh, we had this winner, and it, again, that will fund many more years. So out of that, you know, it's not just throwing darts, yet, you know, it's doing your research. Yet even with all the research in the world, there's some failures.
Do you buy Starbucks?
No. I have this, I have a problem paying a huge amount for a commodity that I know can be made for 18 cents. I just don't do it. It's just not in my DNA. I can't handle it. I hate wasting money. I think it's bad karma.
And I don't know, I'm not as bad as Graham, and I'm sure Kevin actually does get caught. Anyways, I have a huge problem. I'm a tea drinker. I have a huge problem going and spending $2 at wherever or $4 at Starbucks for a tea bag that I can go buy, even if I just go buy it myself in the store for 15 cents, 8 cents, whatever it is. Again, just for them to boil some hot water and put it in a cup for me, that's a huge profit. I don't know, maybe I'm cheap. I still do it sometimes, yet typically I'm getting it from home.
There's got to be a place, though, where you would consider yourself wasteful with money. There's got to be something. Well,
there is, and it's watches. However, it's not wasteful. The asset, you will never see this watch again. This watch is already, because there's so few of them in the world, this is an FP Journe Bleu. There's so few of them that it's appreciated in value a lot. The portfolio is worth way more than I paid for it, but I have too many of them. There are certain things that I just indulge in, but they're not valueless.
So, Kevin, if you ever watch this, or if anybody's connected with Kevin, number one, I'd love for you to review my portfolio. Number two, I'd like you to help me buy some watches, okay? So this is putting this out there to the internet, that Kevin O'Leary, review my portfolio, and then you can help me buy some watches, okay? Because I mean, I got my Garmin that I wear every day, and yet it's probably not it's probably not going up in value.
Start to think about the equity in your brand, because one bad posting can destroy you. I'm very conscious now of who I work with. We vet everybody, including you. You came out great, but I was introduced to CNBC to you. That's why I think mainstream matters, the brand matters.
Do you think you're ever going to be content with where you are?
No. No, I'm never content. I'm going to be working till the day I die. And wherever I go after that, I'll be working there too. So, I mean, I really enjoy what I do. I mean, that's the whole idea of being an entrepreneur, is to be able to do the things that you really want to do.
So what's the saying that if you enjoy what you do, it's never work? I mean, and that's kind of where I am right now. Like, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy investing in real estate. It doesn't even feel like work. It's kind of what I do for fun anyways.
What is your advice for me?
You're an advocate for financial literacy. You're an advocate for helping millennials, take the entrepreneurial journey. You're an advocate. So how your brand, now that you've got millions of followers, what you might want to consider is start doing advisory business. These companies have come to me and said, can we partner? And I looked at them and said, only if I become an investor. And it made sense. You could be doing that. But also, are you working as hard on the other platforms as you are on YouTube?
No.
That's a mistake. I mean, why aren't you on LinkedIn? Why aren't you big on Instagram? Why aren't you doing stuff on Twitter? So, I mean, I don't think you're doing enough on social, actually. And it's again portfolio management. You're over-concentrated on one platform.
I tend to do one thing really well.
I know, but
I like thinking one thing.
You want criticism, it's going to be that. You're not diversified enough.
Okay.
And you're not diversified in your personal portfolio. I mean, you want to be on the critical side. Too much concentration on YouTube, not the other platforms. Everything else is pretty good, actually.
So, and I mean, so when I talked to, I mean, when we had Matt McKeever on the show, he did say that when you are going to pick, when you're going to start focusing on some social media stuff, is pick one and then grow that. And then once you've got that grown, I mean, Graham has 3 channels on YouTube. He has a multi-million-dollar a year business on YouTube. And I agree that he should probably be over on some other platforms and building those now, because they can all integrate into it with each other. Well, so that's my thoughts. That's my views. You got my live reaction. I waited a week to watch this so I could do this with you guys. At the end of the day, obviously how he spends his $400 million is a little bit of clickbait. It is what it is. Yet, you know what? I like Kevin in this atmosphere more than his own videos. He's, you know, Graham's asking some questions that, you know, we're not seeing when he's doing this, because it's more, I guess he's more scripted, and this, it feels more real. So, I mean, if you guys are connected with him, let him know. That's my feedback. Thanks everybody for watching. Let's grow my YouTube channel to Kevin O'Leary's. Let's beat Kevin O'Leary. That would be great. Anyways, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week.